Da, comrade!
The Russians? I feel sick to my stomach.
You know, sometimes you just have to take the money and make a stand. Have you guys ever heard of the great Irish pirate Captain Grace O'Malley?
No.
Well, neither have I. Now let's get to work. We need to have this done as soon as possible.
I have an idea. I think we should use some sort of bird skeleton in our robot.
Bird, darling, we don't want it to fly. We want it to move a gun and shoot it in the name of Queen and country.
Or Tsar and country, as the case may be.
Do none of you pay any attention in your biodiversity classes? You need to. The reason I want to use a bird skeleton is because bird bones are really strong and hollow. But even though they're strong and hollow, they're very strong. So it would give our robot a big advantage in dexterity.
Yes, hollow bones will be a big help. But the bigger question is what we're going to use to mimic tendons and ligaments. In the knee alone, there are 4 major ones. Let's see, there's the medial collateral, the posterior cruciate, the lateral collateral, and the one that everyone always hears playing sports, the anterior cruciate ligament. You tear that one when the knee bends up. And then there's the shoulder. I can't tell you how many ways you can mess that up. Let's see. If you start with the corticoclavicular ligament.
Okay, congratulations, Miss Shelley. You just won the tendons and ligaments job. No one else wants to try to pronounce any of those words anyway.
So, if Darwin does the bones and Shelley does the ligaments, me and Tesla can work on the power. We have some competing ideas, but between the two of us, I'm sure we can come up with the optimal solution.
Yeah, fine. Just so long as I don't have to have baked elephant sandwiches for the next week.
Was that an elephant in the room joke?
Actually, that's a joke that works on many levels, depending on your knowledge of history. Now let's get to work.
Dr. Drew.
Yes? Comrade Commander Druid, if you prefer.
I think I'll go with Doctor for the time being. So, Dr. Druid, since we have our projects, what are you?
Oh, I'm the one who's working on marketing. I'm going to be selling this robotic Superman. We're going to have a really big extravaganza to show off its destructive power.
It's been over a month since the Queen last made her visit. I wonder if she'll be coming by the lab anytime soon to check on our progress.
I hope she doesn't come too soon. We've only just finished working on our blueprints. And I know that we've done our part of the job, but that begs the question, have they done theirs?
Well, they were supposed to develop ideas on how computers can communicate with each other.
How is that going?
Not as well as I would like. There's so many options. And
Sunny days and 2 babies.
oh. Well, anyways, I've been working on turning the simplest of communications to the most complex.
And what did you find out?
First there was body language, then there was spoken language, then there was written language, then Morse code and telegraph.
Well, we can't run a computer off of body language.
Vicki, what is the #1 simplest type of communication?
When a boy makes eye contact across with a girl, no words are necessary. There's a spark in the air, a chemistry develops, causing them to fall in love.
Gross!
What do you know of love, Vic?
I know. The world would be a lot easier if there were no differences between males and females. You see, take the word Mary and add 2 letters to it. F and E. Which creates a radically different person. I say we change it by simply only adding 1 letter.
E and add the F. I get F no. And that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let's try the other way.
Take off the F and add the E, you get email.
Email. I like it. No messy body language miscommunication, simple, effective, and to the point. Our computers will communicate using email language.
You just make this up as you go, don't you?
When you're schizophrenic and have 3 other people living in your brain, you gotta shake things up every once in a while. Yes. Or you. Now, did you come up with anything while Vicki was working on her email idea? I did. And? Oh, you wanted to hear the idea. Well, I was thinking that we should have one computer that basically has a bunch of random facts that somebody can go to and look up anything using minimal effort.
I don't even want to know what name you came up for this one.
Oh, it's clever. You see, I was thinking about looking, seeing, magnifying, and it dawned on me that a lot of people around... Hold on. A lot of people around here use their goggles to protect their eyes. And then I was thinking about the verb to goggle, means to stare at. And then I was thinking that, well, we want the people to stare at the information, right? So, voila, the name for this new creation is Goggle! Vic, you misspelled goggle. Wait, isn't there a double letter in there somewhere?
The double letter is a G, not an O.
I can fix that. Hold on. Quick. Ta-da! Goggle. See, you guys worry about things too much.
Speaking of worrying, look who's coming our way.
Who is coming our way?
Still looking.
There they are.
Yes, we're little pets. It isn't like Victorian to be alone for so long. Who knows what kind of trouble they can get into without the proper supervision. Well, the question becomes, do we have our meeting here with Dr. Victorian's assistants watching us? Or do we have it here? Or do we move it?
Oh, they can't do any harm. It's not like they bite.
That one. But it's beady little eyes. It's like what's a notch way into my soul.
Stop anthropomorphizing them. What we really need to do is synchronize our answers. Last time I saw Dr. Jewett, he was in a really bad mood, and I don't feel like getting yelled at again.
All we did was try to correct one of his interpretations of Leonardo da Vinci's anatomical drawings. He just suddenly turned on us for no reason.
Well, no reason being except for that the Russians want their robot sooner rather than later. I hope Dr. Druid hasn't given him a deadline in the near future.
Even if he did, we have mostly solved the power supply problem.
Well, and by mostly solved, you mean putting a bunch of random gears and clock parts inside of a robot that may or may not mesh when we turn the steam on? Then yes, we've mostly solved the problem.
You know, the internal skeleton is completely done. I'm just saying.
Yes, and my tendons and ligaments are ready to go as well. I decided to use a combination of natural rubber and spider silk. It gives them the ability to twist and turn as necessary, but they're also incredibly strong.
Why spider silk?
Spider silk is pound for pound stronger than steel.
You know, the Stick Darwani, named after myself by the way, has spider silk about 10 times stronger than Kevlar.
What is Kevlar?
A new material that we're going to invent to protect our body.
Oh, what is our robot protection from?
Any number of things. We're not making it to be someone's nanny. It's going to be used in war.
Who was the robot going to be fighting for anyway?
I suppose the highest bidder, which right now is the Russians.
Do any of us find that as an unacceptable proposition? Do we really want our robot to be fighting for the Russians?
That can't be good.
That brings us to the final question. We are building this wonderful body, but what is going to control its actions? Are we going to use the brain that Team Victorian is building?
Oh, why don't we just ask them?
Really personify much?
Right, they probably wouldn't know anyways.
Let's just go find Dr. Druid. Last time I saw him, he was talking to himself. The last thing we need is another doctor going crazy. I wonder what that was all about.
What if we're going to try to sabotage Dr. Victorian's project? That makes me so mad.
Thinks he can stare at me like that. Thinks he can. I'll show him. I'll gnaw my way into his soul.
Your Majesty, your appointment book is full today. First, you have several telegrams to answer from various monarchs around the continent.
Someone needs to come up with a way to make communication faster.
Yes, Your Majesty. Next, you are supposed to have lunch with Prime Minister Russell, during which he wishes to discuss improving the conditions of London's East End district.
The East End.
But the only way to make East End any better may just be set it all aflame.
Excuse me, Your Majesty?
No, nothing. Just merely I was thinking. What else?
At 4 o'clock, you have an audience with a group of women.
A group of women.
What do they wish? They wish for equal rights, Your Majesty.
Equal rights for whom?
Equal rights for the genders, Your Majesty, between men and women.
And how do we suppose we do that?
Your Majesty, I believe they are hoping the Crown will make a decree forcing all businesses to pay equal wages for equal work.
We see.
Do they not realize that they are fighting a losing battle here? Even with our significant power from the throne, we are not strong enough to stem civilization's onward culture, be it good or evil.
Yes, Your Majesty, so shall I tell the women? An audience will not be forthcoming.
Nonsense. But Chamberlain, tell me this. When was the last time you read Shakespeare's Henry V?
So how goes it on the kind truck? Is it going to be ready by the end of the day?
Actually, boss, it should be up and running in just a minute or two.
Thank goodness. I mean, imagine being able to see what the computer is thinking in real time. It's going to be amazing.
You're going to be hailed as one of the biggest scientists in all of the British Empire.
Well, maybe not the British Empire. Bletchley Park, perhaps.
You're being too modest, Dr. Victorian. You're one of the greatest scientific minds in the history of history.
Yes. But we've been staying up so late this past couple of weeks. I am so tired.
It's Saturday, and I need caffeine!
Speaking of it, have you come up with any new ideas on how to communicate across this internet?
Hardly. Most of my time is spent reading Victor's bloggings. If he didn't have his face in that book all day and night, I would be half as entertained as I am now. It's not nice to read my blogs, Vic.
She does have a point. You do have your face in that book quite often.
We are curious as to what you're writing.
Well, maybe when I'm done, I'll post my writings to the computer for you all to access. Good, with your face in a book from minded. I just came up with the perfect idea of a place where we can put all of your posts. You see, I took the idea of your face and put it together with the idea of a book. And voila, the name just came to me.
What is it?
MySpace! That's funny. I thought you were going to say Facebook. Facebook? That's a silly name.
So is the kind of drum ready yet?
It's ready whenever you are, boss.
Okay, here we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And on.
That's just terrifying!
Shut it off, shut it off. What just happened?
I told you not to upload all of those cat pictures, Vic.
Somebody tell me what's going on, please.
Vic here uploaded several gigabytes of cat pictures onto our computer. And since it only runs with single bytes, it crashed.
What do you have to say for yourself, Vic? Hey there. Can I have a cheeseburger? Nyan cat? Kiddlers? Keyboard cats? Come on, those are gold! I think it's time to vote somebody off the island.
And now, Vic has a role to play in this play, and we need everybody to get along.
Dr. Victorian, don't you find it just a little ironic that one of your assistants is trying to vote out the other assistant, yet you're fighting for us all to work together as a team?
Why is that ironic?
Never mind. I guess it's all in your head.
Yes. I think we're going to have to run down to the local Marconi shack and get some more parts. Oh man, it's going to be another one of those long nights.
Seriously, does anyone have any caffeine? Ugh!
Seriously, Blizzard does not get off my back about having this robot done by the end of the week. I'm going to sell it to local Mentioners.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
And furthermore, they won't even give me any more money. I tell them, Russia, I need money, and they're like, no, comrade, we do not have an endless supply of rubles for projects such as yours.
Excuse me, Dr. Druid.
And furthermore, Queen Victoria, she keeps on going on and on about how great Victoria's machine is. It doesn't even work. I need some good news. Okay, Edison, Tesla, front and center. I need some good news about the steam pumping device sooner rather than later.
Me and Tesla have fabricated a device that throws out lots and lots of steam at your command.
Excellent, show me.
Well, as you know, the steam pushes the motors, and the motors push the actuators, and the actuators push the gears. Yes?
Yes, show me.
Okay. Boop.
Whoa, I'm actually impressed. I didn't think it was going to work until now. I got a question though.
Yes.
Why does the steam stay so close to the ground? I thought steam rises.
Well, me and Tesla put heavy metal particles in it to help the conductivity of the electrons to where it falls to the...
Okay, fine, whatever. Just so long as it moves a robot at my command, I don't really care how you did it.
Speaking of, we were wondering how we were going to get it to be commanded.
Oh, I have a plan for that.
Care to share it with us?
No, plausible deniability. Honestly, you just need, the less you know, the better. Let's just say that. Speaking of which, everybody out. Now, get out of here! Fast! All right. I'm sure I can get Victoria's machine working. How hard could it be? But I'm going to have to do something about his new one. Let's see. What could I do to... I got a virus or something now. What am I... That's an idea. I could infect his computer with a virus.
Gather around, everyone, gather around. This is Trafalgar Square where anyone can protest. Now, according to Madame Isabel Beaton in her book entitled The Book of Household Management, she says the following. As with the commander of an army or the leader of any enterprise, so it is with the mistress of a house. Her spirit will be seen through the whole establishment, and just in proportion as she performs her duties intelligently and thoroughly, so her domestics follow in her path. Of all these requirements, which more particularly belong to the feminine character, there are none which take a higher rank in our estimation than with such as to enter into a knowledge of household duties, for on these are perpetually dependent on the happiness, comfort, and well-being of the family. Fellow women of London, is this all that we are? Household mistresses whose duties are to take care of our husbands? No. What do we think of the concept paterfamilias? We hate it. Oh, I see we have a new member in the crowd. Well, paterfamilias is the British concept that women are subservient to their husbands in all things and that the man is in charge of everything. According to the Modern Times, a woman's place is to be the angel in the house. What do we think of that? We hate it! Waiting. When do we want it? Now! And what is our slogan? WWW stands for quite a lot, actually. Let the crowd tell you. Working women's wages. WWW. Women's wishful ornament. WWW. Women's wages. WWW.
How about women who are purposely being wayward when offered culturally sound wisdom?
Majesty, you blow your cover.
Excellent. Another member of our gender to join the crowd. Although, you do seem familiar. Do I know you?
No, I'm just a mere dolly mop from Fleet Street selling meat pies who just happened to walk all the way across the Queen Square here at Trafalgar.
Hey, dolly mop. Then for sure you know the wages then.
As well as I know the wage of protesting on the Queen's, my own square.
This is no riot. This is a peaceful get-together of the Queen's subjects, as a precursor for giving her the what for when we see her later in an audience this afternoon.
And how do you think the Queen can help you?
Have I not told you my thoughts on the Queen? I speak it to you thus. I believe the Queen is but a woman. The violet smells to her just as it does to me. It rains on her just as it rains on me. All of her senses are but human condition. Yet although her affections are much higher mounted than ours, yet when she stoops in a like manner as me. Therefore, when she sees our fears as we do, her fears will be of same relish.
I see you know your Shakespeare, as do I. Every subject's duty is the Queen's, but every subject's soul is her own.
The short of it is this. The Queen must listen to us. She is our sovereign, and more importantly, she is a woman.
Can you think that the Queen will be able to convince the menfolk of London to pay women equal wages?
If not her,
who? If not her, whom indeed? Say, I know the Queen, and I suspect that she does side with you.
Okay, fellow women of London, let's look at our working women's wages.
Excuse me. Majesty, I believe you may have overcommitted yourself on this one.
Nonsense. We do agree that women are not treated fairly here in London. But the trick will be, how do we get the men to see this point? What we need to do is come up with some sort of advertising campaign that will forever be right under their noses. Something that will always be in their heads as they go about their daily business. We want a way.
Hey, we want a way. WWW.
please.